and can chat to other participants. The meeting will start at 5:30 and should last about an hour. Welcome, fellows, family, guests, and nominated fellows. Due to variable conditions, we have decided to present the Northern California Outstanding Student Faculty Awards as a virtual presentation. My hope and desire is that we'll be able to present the awards next year in May of 2022 at the Lakeside Olympic Club, as we have in the past. Saying hello, having a cocktail, shaking a hand, or a good hug make the event more meaningful. Please be aware that after the awards presentation, we are excited to present information about the student membership program. Dr. Dan Lewis will now present the evening's invocation.
Thanks, Norm. Hi, everybody. Let's pray. Dear God, it is with gratitude that we come before you tonight. We're thankful for the lessons of these pandemic times and ask you to help us long remember that people are more important than possessions and that social justice is important to our corporate well-being. That we are strong and resilient with the will to survive and conquer this beastly virus. And that we are so fortunate to be part of the profession of dentistry that allows us to continue to work while we help people to maintain their health. We ask your blessing on our meeting now. Help us to honor the objectives of the American College as we recognize the distinguished faculty and outstanding student leaders of the dental institutions within the boundaries of our section. May each person honored here continue to do exemplary work in our field and to advance the mission of the college. Amen.
Thank you, Dan. You always present an outstanding, meaningful invocation that inspires all of us. I also want to take this time again to thank for the time you spent as chair of the Northern California section of the ACD. It was not an easy task due to the sudden changes occurring during 2020. Thank you again for masterfully and creatively making great decisions while serving as chair. I will now recognize the fellows of 15 and 25 years. The 15-year fellows are Anna Azama, Craig Noblet, Donald Rolofson, Daniel Giannata, William Tagnati. The 25-year fellows are Daniel Castagna, Enrique Castillo, and Russell Webb. We will now have a moment of silence in the memory of ACD fellows, Renee Parisi and Jeffrey Eaton. It is now my honor to have Dean Dr. Michael Reddy present the Outstanding Student and Faculty Awards for UCSF. Dean?
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, colleagues. You know, as a proud member of the American College of Dentists, I'm honored to participate in tonight's ceremony. And we'll begin by honoring two special members of the UCSF School of Dentistry community. Our awardees have demonstrated their commitment to what the ACD stands for, which is education, science, and community service. And they have also exhibited leadership in the pursuit of improving and supporting oral health. Our first award of the night is the Outstanding Student Leadership Award, which I am happy to present to Dr. Neha Dunt. Neha is a fourth-year student in our International Dentist pathway at our school. She has demonstrated leadership, outstanding scholastic performance, camaraderie, smart clinical judgment, and compassion for patients. During her time at UCSF, our patients have benefited from Dr. Dunt's philosophy of exceeding expectations by building trust, showing compassion, and helping patients maintain a healthy smile. Her dedication to dentistry and oral health began more than 10 years ago in her home country of India. There, she earned her Bachelor of Dental Science degree, magna cum laude, and then she went on to earn a master's in global health from Fairleigh Dickinson University in Canada. Next stop was to go to UCSF School of Dentistry, which she called her dream home. And our goal was not to make dental school a nightmare. At UCSF, she was actively involved in research, and she credits research for showing her the importance of evidence-based dentistry and critical thinking. Dr. Dunt earned many clinical, research, and teaching recognitions, including the Academic Dental Fellowship. She's also a proud member of the American Dental Association and California Dental Association. Upon hearing of her graduation and her inevitable departure from UCSF, her patients pleaded with her to stay and continue to treat them. And although she'll be leaving us, we are lucky to have Dr. Dunt as a UCSF dentistry alumni. She has more than impressed us with her leadership and commitment to oral health while at UCSF. Neha and her husband, who is also a dentist, now plan to establish their home in Canada. And I know wherever her future leads next, she will be successful in a career of practicing dentistry and helping her patients maintain a healthy smile. And that's why Dr. Dunt is a most deserving recipient of the ACD Outstanding Student Leadership Award. Neha, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Dean Reddy, for the amazing words and for giving me the opportunity of being a proud student of UCSF, receiving this award today. It's indeed an honor to receive the most prestigious award, and it's one of the most significant events of my professional career. I genuinely appreciate the confidence of all my faculty and mentors in me, my abilities, and moreover, recognizing my work. Thank you is definitely not enough for the commendable experience and learning I have had at UCSF. Last but not the least, I would also dedicate this award to my parents, my family, and especially my husband, another dentist in the making who has left no stone unturned in providing me the resources I ever needed. Thank you so much. Thank you once again.
Congratulations. Tonight's next award for outstanding faculty goes to Assistant Clinical Professor, Dr. Michael Lay, a coveted faculty member at our school's Department of Preventive and Restorative Dental Sciences. Dr. Lay serves many roles at UCSF. He is a clinical course director. He is a group practice leader in our pre-doc student clinic, where he works with our students almost daily throughout their time at UCSF. And most important, he is a valuable mentor and plays a key role in molding the future of our dentists. Under his guidance, students learn how to master key clinical skills, clinical practice, and also planning, patience, resilience, and self-reflection. His philosophy is built around cultural humility and inclusiveness, which he expects his students also to exhibit. And our learners transform under his mentorship. Now, Michael has always been a teacher, but not always in dentistry as his subject. His journey in teaching started across the bay. Back then, he was a computer science teaching assistant while an undergraduate at UC Berkeley. After earning degrees in computer science and bioengineering, he enrolled in the DDS PhD clinical science training program at UCSF. In his PhD, Michael took special interest in exploring how ameloblasts know when and where to deposit enamel and how to mineralize it. Outside the classroom during that program, he made an impact also, showing his leadership as the graduate student body president. In his spare time, he designed a series of online training modules for UCSF School of Medicine. As a teacher in the preclinical simulation, Dr. Lay learned the importance of fostering an inclusive learning and patient care environment. And today he practices what he preaches. As a member of the UCSF faculty group practice, Dr. Lay deeply cares about helping patients attain their own vision of ideal oral health. And he teaches students how to be authentic while serving the San Francisco community. Dr. Lay serves as a role model and preceptor in many outreach events for children, adults with special needs, and the LGBTQ community. At home, Michael finds time to take adventures with his 9-month-old son, Yamato, and his wife, Sari. It's clear that Dr. Lay's teaching achievements and service to our school are beyond the ordinary, and his dedication to teaching is outstanding. That's why Dr. Lay is a most deserving recipient of the ACD Outstanding Faculty Award. Congratulations, Michael. UCSF is indebted to you for your service.
Thank you, Dean Reddy. Thank you, American College Dentists, Northern California section representatives, my faculty within the school that nominated me for this award. I'm very grateful for receiving this award. It's kind of a culmination of a validation for me of just the work that I do and the efforts that I put in for my students and training the next generation, but also kind of recognition from the university as a whole that what I'm doing is in line with what they're hoping to train for the next generation. I'm very grateful that my work has been well received by the individuals that have nominated me, and that I hope that this is the start of a continuation of everything that I've done here at the university in helping all my students kind of really share the passions that I have for teaching and the philosophies that I have as a whole. Much of I can't do this work throughout my mentors for Dr. White and Dr. Essex, as well as my wife, Sari, who kind of sponsors and kind of keeps me going for everything that I do. As well. So I hope from this point out that this award kind of gives me that continued inspiration to kind of keeping doing what I'm doing and making sure that UCSF is proud for what I do and for helping my students kind of achieve that next generation of leaders that we are seeking within the fellowship. Thank you.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Nadir Nadashahi, Dean of the Dagoni School of Dentistry at the University of Pacific. Dr. Nadashahi is an alum of U of P and has built an impressive career in dentistry and academia. And he has served in many leadership roles before taking on the role as dean. But one thing I want to point out, in addition to everything that has gone on in the last year, he took the lead for all of the US and Canadian schools, dental schools, through the pandemic, and had nearly weekly meetings to discuss and keep everyone on the same page through his role as chair of the DIA Council of Deans. And now, please welcome Dr. Nadashahi, who will be presenting the ACD Outstanding Student and Faculty Awards for the Dagoni School of Dentistry.
Thank you, Dr. Reddy. I appreciate that. And you know, we've all gone through so much during this last year, and it's been a privilege to be here in San Francisco, working with you and our colleagues at UCSF, as well as all of our colleagues across the country as we've gone through this pandemic. Before I introduce our 2 award recipients, I'd like to thank our organizers for this evening, all of our leaders in ACD's Northern California section for getting us together. We certainly look forward to being back at the Olympic Club and in person, but we appreciate all of your leadership and keeping us connected to our values as an organization. And what better way to get together than to celebrate the outstanding award recipients that are being honored tonight. So I have the pleasure of introducing 2 individuals from the Dagoni School of Dentistry. First, I'd like to introduce the recipient from the University of Pacific's Dagoni School of Dentistry for the ACD Student Leadership Award, soon to be Dr. Kenji O'Brien. Kenji exemplifies values that we hold high at both the Dagoni School of Dentistry and in our great profession. He's a respected senior student, a father, a husband, and a leader in strong academic standing at the Dagoni School. Kenji has been exemplary with high ethics, a history of Good Samaritan acts, intelligence, a strong desire to be the best, and community service oriented. The reference to Good Samaritan comes from the award of the same name that he received that was voted on by his peers in the class last year. In addition to his unique qualities as a person, Kenji's skills in clinical care and patient management really shine. His group practice leader rated him at the very top of all that they have taught in clinical, organizational, and interpersonal skills, didactic knowledge, professional demeanor, critical thinking, and maturity. How impressive is that? He remarked that Kenji is one of the most outstanding all-around student dentists that he has interacted with in his 20 years as a full-time faculty member. And I know in all of my years, Kenji is right up at the top of the list for student leaders and clinicians. Kenji is known affectionately as the class dad. We are so proud of what he has achieved during his time at the Degoni School. We are equally thankful for the positive impact he's made on his fellow students and others during his time with us. We know that he will continue leaving a positive impact on his patients and community, and wish him well as he begins his postgraduate plans at the VA Northern California healthcare system in Mare Island. He certainly has a bright future ahead in our profession. Again, it's a pleasure for me to introduce Kenji O'Brien for the ACD Student Leadership Award. Kenji, I'm so incredibly proud of you, and congratulations on this recognition.
Thank you, Dean Natashahi. Thank you for this honor from both the Degoni School and from the American College of Dentists. Just would like to start by thanking my family who helped me arrive at this point. My father, Michael O'Brien, is a general dentist in Sacramento. It's his love of the profession and compassion towards his patients that inspired me to pursue dentistry. My mother, Lisa Yamauchi, who's always been my biggest cheerleader and helped me navigate my career change. My incredible wife, Jessica Gould, who's a physician at Kaiser and supported me every step of the way. Somehow, during an accelerated 3-year dental program, we managed to have 2 kids, Kai, who's 2 years old, and Miles, who was born 3 weeks ago. Jess, I wouldn't have made it through dental school without you. I would also like to thank all of the amazing faculty and staff at UOP. I knew from the very first moment I stepped on this campus that it was a special place. The culture of excellence, professionalism, and collaboration is felt in every conversation I had with students, staff, faculty, and alums. In particular, I'd like to thank Dr. Ned Nix, who is an oral surgery encyclopedia and a great person to talk to about raising a family. Dr. Natasha Lee, who's the mentor of my PIP project and has given up many hours on her weekend to share with our book club and podcast club. Dean Nader Nadashahi, who's been a steadfast leader, balancing the constant unknowns of the pandemic. And I'd also like to thank my co-honoree, Professor Eve Cooney. Talk about someone who's a master at infection control and organizational logistics. The real reason why Dean Nadashahi always knew what to do during the pandemic was that he had Professor Cooney on his team. After receiving this award, I'm learning more about the ACD. The recurring themes throughout the organization's decorated history are a commitment to bettering the profession and advancing the research, ethics, and standards within dentistry. Changing the attitudes and values of an individual is hard enough work, but shifting the culture of a profession is monumental. As many of you may have heard, I was a high school science teacher before coming to dental school. I helped found a public charter school in East San Jose, which just celebrated its 10th year anniversary since opening. As teachers and leaders, it's hard to measure and know the impact that we have on our students and our communities. Every now and then I get text messages from my former students. One in particular, her name is Olivia. She was the first in her family to go to college. She graduated UC Santa Barbara, and she's now teaching history in San Jose. She messaged me sharing that she had used an activity from my class and had gone really well. She said, I quote, "It was a beautiful moment of bonding, and I just want to thank you for teaching that to me and for being a great mentor in my life." When I look at the list of UOP faculty who are ACD fellows, every single one of them has had an impact on me and guided me to be a more thoughtful and compassionate dentist. Just like my student Nuvia, I want to thank each of them for teaching me and being great mentors in my life. I'm deeply honored by this award from the ACD, and I am committed to carrying on the legacy of the organization and pushing the profession of dentistry to do better and be better. Thank you.
Congratulations again, Kenji, and I know you will continue to touch the lives of many as you go on in your career. I'm pleased now to introduce the 2021 Outstanding Faculty Member Award recipient for the University of Pacific Degoni School. As Kenji mentioned, that's Professor Eve Cooney. Professor Cooney serves as the Executive Associate Dean at the Degoni School, where I have the privilege of working closely with her on a daily basis. She's lectured and published extensively on the subjects of infection control and patient safety, and has worked globally with government agencies, universities, and nonprofits to develop best practices in infection control and sustainable oral health programs. Professor Cooney is the Vice Chair and Chair-elect of the Board of Directors of the Organization for Safety, Asepsis, and Prevention, OSAP. She also is a member of the National Occupational Research Agenda Council for the Department of Health and Human Services, and a consultant to the ADA Council on Dental Practice. She's played a key role during our pandemic response at the Degoni School and University of the Pacific. As Kenji mentioned, she has helped not only us at the school, but the entire university because of her deep knowledge. And for that, we've all been grateful throughout this past year. She serves on our crisis management team, which met daily throughout the pandemic. She helped us create health and safety plans, analyzed health orders, communicated with the San Francisco Department of Public Health, created our COVID-19 testing protocol and led many other projects that allowed our school to reopen last summer and stay safe throughout the entire year. Professor CUNY knows our people, our programs, and our culture very well. She's been with the Degoni School for 35 years now, where she started as a member of our DAU team and has served in numerous administrative, academic, and clinical roles. She helped develop the original clinical quality assurance program and developed and managed the Degoni Professional Liability Risk Management Program. Some of her global relations activities have included expanding and reorganizing the Degoni School's global service learning programs. She's also the PIP program lead faculty, where she accepted the challenge of developing a personalized program opportunity for every student that comes through our program, our school. That's an elective that's required for all students now, thanks to her leadership. She has shared her expertise with the profession this past year by leading national webinars about COVID-19 and health and safety topics in dentistry. These are among her more than 350 invited presentations and contributions to over 80 publications, both articles and textbook chapters. She's professional, respectful, and a true collaborator. She has spent time above and beyond as part of our school's pandemic response on our COVID-19 vaccination program. Some of you may know that the Degoni School has been giving more than 3,000 COVID-19 vaccines to the community, including healthcare professionals, seniors, and people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Next week, we look forward to giving vaccines to children ages 12 to 15. Professor CUNY played a lead role in organizing these vaccine clinics that are keeping our community healthy and helping all of us put the pandemic in our rearview mirrors. For her positive impact on our school, our students, and our profession, we are so proud to honor her with this faculty award. Eve, congratulations, and thank you for all that you do. It really is a privilege to serve with you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Dean Nadershahi, for those kind words of introduction. And thank you also to the American College of Dentistry, Northern California, for giving me this award. I'm truly honored to be included with others who have been recognized with the Outstanding Faculty Award over the years. I'd be remiss, I think, if I didn't acknowledge that the UOP School of Dentistry has always provided an environment where students, faculty, and staff can grow and reach goals that maybe they didn't even realize they had until someone helped them see their own potential. Especially the school's leadership, from Dean Art Degoni, who I'm sure everybody knows, who was dean for the first 20 plus years of my time at UOP, to current Dean Nadershahi, who continues to foster that unique culture of Pacific Degoni where people are valued above all else. And we're shown, and we show each other every day, that we all do better when we rise together. As mentioned, most of my career has been spent learning and teaching about infection control the last 30 years, and also patient safety. And as we've navigated through this past difficult and sometimes dark 15 months, I've been grateful to be able to help our school, and hopefully in some ways the profession on a broader basis navigate this safer path forward that brings us where we are today on the brink of returning to some normalcy of life. And also, I can't let this opportunity pass to thank my husband, Dan, and really the rest of my family for their patience with my distraction and sometimes long hours and constant reminders to wash their hands over the past year. And again, thank you, ACD and Dean Nadershahi, and my heartfelt congratulations to the other award recipients this evening.
I'd like to thank both of the deans for the warm and informative presentations for both of the student and the faculty award winners. At this time, we are honoring and thanking Dr. Gary Yamamoto, who has served as the regent for Regency 7. Thank you for working so well with us the past 2 years. We are also informing you that at the ACD meeting, during the ADA meeting, October 13th and 14th, our own fellow, Dr. Nidnix, will become the new regent for Regency 7. Dan Lewis will now inform you about the SPIA mentorship program. We, as a section of ACD, are starting to create a closer relationship and further help developing an ACD ethics of dentistry. Dan?
A special welcome to the student professionalism and ethics in dentistry members in attendance tonight. We're so glad to have you with us. We think of SPIA as the student division of the American College of Dentists. As part of the goals for his term for 2021-2022, Section Chairman Dr. Plotkin wants to create a meaningful relationship with those of you looking for mentoring from the local fellows of the American College. Please plan to join us on the evening of Wednesday, August 4th at 6 p.m. when we'll assemble ACD members from UCSF and UOP Dagoni, as well as fellows from their private practices in our section. We'll be there to help guide you on your path to your next phase of your professional lives. And you'll have the opportunity to meet with academicians in case that's of interest to you. So please go to your screen and sign up to be part of the meeting via Zoom chat in order to reach our illustrious secretary, Dr. Sheila Breyer, and give her your name, your school, and your email address. We'll then be able to pass along more details about the event. At this time, we're not certain whether we'll meet in person or virtually. I'd also like to appeal to the fellows in attendance that are interested in being a mentor to sign up by the Zoom chat as well. Go to your screen right now. Let's follow the inspiration of our editor, Dr. Bill Van Dyke, in his last letter to us, where he asserts that every fellow should mentor a dental student. You can make an important difference in the life of the next generation of our profession. Take a look at this screen that shows a list of fellows that are displayed that are already signed up to be mentors. We'd like to see your name there as well. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for participating with us for this virtual student and faculty awards presentation and information and details about our SPIA mentorship project. At this time, I want to acknowledge Dr. LaJuan Hall and Dr. Sheila Breyer and Dr. Dan Lewis for the time and effort to assemble and produce this awards program. A very extreme thank you to you. The IT portion of the program was controlled by Damon Wright of UOP Dagoni, and a note of appreciation to the UOP School of Dentistry for allowing us to use their facility for this presentation. The closing SPIA info screen will remain for about 5 minutes more, so you can use the chat area to forward any information. Please send email via chat and send it to Sheila Breyer. Thank you for attending. Stay safe and look forward to when we can meet again in person. Thank you.
And I didn't get one from Ariane.
Again, we want to thank you all for participating, and please have a nice restful rest of the evening. Good night. Okay. Now, the thing is, there's some people have to.
Oh. Yeah, so virtual board meetings for those who give them the option. I think we're okay now.